Hello, my lovely Whipcracks. Stephen Belmont here, and welcome to another episode of the Whipcrack. And you might be wondering why I'm wearing this. Well, I'm by myself today, and I thought to spice it up a bit and actually have a frickin' topic for this episode, and not just gobbledygook that me and the guest that I have personally show up and just talk about nonsense actually have a topic. And you're probably thinking, is he going to be talking about Kingdom Hearts? No, I'm going to be playing something here in a bit that'll probably give it all away. And freaking yawning. And the fact is, when you guys figure it all out, I'll talk more on it, but first, let's play the frickin' sound for you guys to frickin' understand what I'm talking about this episode. Yes, you guys heard it right. This episode of the Whipcrack is all about Final Fantasy and anything Final Fantasy. Well, I guess it's time to frickin' pick out my frickin' 3 favorite characters. Well, I really only had 2 from frickin' Final Fantasy 9. And I'll just go along the list, and no, it's not Kingdom Hearts, even though Heartless hat, but I thought to wear this anyway, because why not? I can't find my Heartless pendant anywhere. So, let's get cracking. Literally. So, first off on the list, Vivi. Now, you guys might not understand quite exactly why I consider Vivi one of my favorite characters. Well, that's a toss-up, actually, because back when I was in the middle of playing RuneScape, I know, metagaming, there was a guy that always was wearing a frickin' pointed hat. It was blue, but still a wizard hat, by the name of 619 Ace. We lost touch quite a long time ago, and when I first started playing Final Fantasy IX, I actually renamed Vivi 619 Ace in commemorative. And the main reason why Vivi is one of my favorite Final Fantasy characters is just because of the fact how mysterious he can be. I can feel his sorrow, I can feel his pain, and at the most part, just he's an all-around badass when he gets pissed off and goes into trance up against one of the Black Waltzes. He is an overall great character to work with, and especially when he comes into play in Kingdom Hearts 2, I believe. He's so even more mysterious, and just because he apparently has a, quote, voice, but people mostly think it's his hat talking. Hold on a sec. It doesn't matter if his hat is the one speaking or not. It's the fact is that there's more mystery behind it. We don't really know a whole lot about his past, and we can try to get it going and, well, not really going, but try to divulge. There are probably many theories on whether or not Vivi is a freaking off-print or a reject from the multiple mass-produced black mages around. Whew. But overall, I can't really explain what it is about Vivi that actually makes me see him as a favorable character. Overall, I think he's a badass. And let's move on to number 2, shall we? And number 2 on the list, Zidane, or Zidane as most people would say it. I think most people prefer it Zidane or Zidane. Not much is told about him besides the fact that he was part of a theater group and just all ended up in quit because of going after some love. And quite frankly, it's understandable if you find the person that you love and everything and you can set your heart on actually saving her, protecting her, and kicking all sorts of ass with various weapons along the way, why not? Honestly, I even have a stuffed bunny by the name of Zidane. I still have it around. It's not around here somewhere right now. I forgot to find him and get him ready for this episode, but fuck it. You guys are probably going to want to see it in another time, but other than that, it's just the mysteriousness, and I love the trances that Zidane has, especially with Lucky 7, even though that can really bite you in the ass if you're not too careful. Lucky 7, you can only use it efficiently when Zidane has 7 as the last digit in his HP. So yeah. Not a whole lot going on there, just all around mysteriousness. And I'm sorry that this is probably going to be a short episode, but it'll even itself out in the next clip. Yeah, Zidane, overall mysteriousness, goes after a woman that he wants to marry or even consort or even love till the end of time. And what's the word I'm looking for? It's hard to really explain it, actually. Yeah, I probably look like a cute mess in this, but hey, I have to go with what I can just to try to create some entertainment for you guys. And yeah, let's move on to the third, shall we? And the third one is actually a frickin' toss-up between Tidus. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Tidus and Auron. Yeah. The reason why that this is a major toss-up for me is because, again, going along with Vivi and Zidane, the mysteriousness factor, don't really know a lot about his past until later in the game. And then everything starts to divulge and literally come out in the open. Tidus or Titus, I prefer for pretty much all around badass with frickin' blitzball, frickin' sword skills. Even though he can be a tough, stubborn pain in the ass sometimes, he's still one of my favorites. And I like it how I have a frickin' somewhat lack of spellcasters in this episode. Hold on. Sorry, I have a tickle in my throat. But if you've watched any of my Final Fantasy Tactics Advance episodes, I really got into frickin' spellcasting and heavy hitters. Which is why I connected with Auron and Tidus so quickly and everything. They can be heavy hitters. And just be glad I didn't put Waka on this list because, well, Waka Waka, motherfucker. Yeah. Bad jokes. Bad jokes everywhere. And overall, I am in the works of a frickin' Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced D&D campaign. It is currently in the works. But one guy I was going to have on the show flaked on me at the last second. So it's like, shit, I'm screwed for a frickin' episode. What am I to do? But I spoke with my buddy Leonor. You guys probably know who he is. He frickin' said for me to make a video on my top 3 frickin' favorite Final Fantasy characters, and well, here it is. I'm wearing a Heartless hat. I told myself I was going to wear it no matter what, so yeah. I'm surprised this actually turned out because I was fiddling around with OBS, getting it to where can I take the picture and put it on the screen. Well, here it is. And wow, only for frickin' about 12 minutes. Wow. This was frickin' constant talking. No wonder I'm a little frickin' exhausted. I woke up late. Well, woke up early. Well, I think without further ado, that would be it. It's hard to really explain why I love these characters, but I do in a way. And there's one thing I have to ask you lovely viewers out there. Write in the comments below, what are your 3 favorite Final Fantasy characters? And anyone who writes in the comments, like, these are my favorite 3, here's an explanation why, or something like that. The first person that writes in the comments their 3 oh, hold on. Their 3 favorite Final Fantasy characters will be getting a shout out, and I will be reading it in the next episode of the Whipcrack. Stephen Belmont signing out. I'll see you guys in the next one.